Joining me now with more on the coming March elections and Knesset member Gideon Sar's new New Hope party is expert in international relations with the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security, Dr. Emmanuel Navon, and former Likud Knesset member and president of the Likud Party Supreme Court, Michael Kleiner. Thank you both so much for being with us. Now, first off, how likely are new elections at this point? We know that the first reading has been approved to dissolve the Knesset, and now Sar is, of course, splitting off from the Likud party. Is there any chance of reconciliation within the coalition?
I believe that the move of Gideon Sar didn't reduce the chances of some turnabout that increased it. By the way, it was only the preliminary reading. The first reading is still due to come, and after it, the second and third reading. I believe the polls published today will cause blue and white that went down to six seats, very close to the threshold, to do some rethinking and being more eager to consider to reach an agreement with Likud, which will enable a stable government for 4 years from now, until I guess it's November 2024. They have much to lose, and they have nothing to gain from new election. Maybe also the Likud will do a rethinking and considering also the state of the country and the feeling among the public that there is no real need to have now a new election facing a winter with Corona, with closure, and
Dr. Navon, I want to turn to you now. Well, Dr. Navon, I want to turn to you now. I guess same question in follow-up. How do Gideon Sar's positions really differ from that of Netanyahu and the rest of Likud?
Well, I think we need to understand very clearly that Netanyahu, unfortunately, never intended to respect and honor the agreement he had signed with Blue and White, which is precisely why he blocked the budget in order to push us to a fourth election without having to honor his agreement with Blue and White. And so within the Likud itself, Netanyahu has basically over the years, eliminated any potential leader or any promising politician that might threaten him, and therefore the Likud itself has turned from the political party it was once of a democratic party. It no longer is. Today it is a personal party of Benjamin Netanyahu, who surrounds himself with mediocre people, who have this personality
cult. The only democratic party in Israel.
Well, not anymore, actually. It's not anymore. It's on paper, it's a democratic party. Michael, I did not interrupt you. Michael, I did not interrupt you, but the Likud today is no longer a democracy. I was part of Likud for 20 years. I proudly left it yesterday because it's become a personal party, a personality cult around Netanyahu, who surrounds himself with zeros and who eliminates people with quality. And this is why Gideon Sar no longer had a future in this party. I'm very glad that finally we're going to have a person who has qualities, who has experience, who has a spine and principles to offer an alternative to this ridiculous personality cult in the party, which I very sadly had to leave because it's no longer a democratic party.
Michael?
It's unbelievable, every other party, the leader is selecting the members of the Knesset. Likud has primaries, 130,000 people participate. Gideon Sar himself was challenging Netanyahu, got almost 30% of the votes against Netanyahu in this personal and undemocratic party, and was elected to the top of the list against the will of Netanyahu, and so did some other members. Gideon Sar was always against those personal parties and said that home you are not living, and now he's going to establish another party.
Because the Likud has become a
like
personal
Lapid,
party, Michael. What you're
like
saying is not
Lieberman,
correct.
like Gantz, he will select the members. Nobody could challenge him. And you say they are democratic?
You're
And
misleading
Likud,
viewers,
with
Michael. You're misleading viewers.
130,000
Let me tell you
members
something.
who participate in election is not democratic.
Dr. Navon.
You know, you are like
What you're doing, Michael, you are, Michael,
the lie,
you are misleading our viewers. And I'm going to explain
you
you
sound
why.
like George Orwell. You sound like George Orwell. There
Because
is a reality. Likud is today the only democratic party in Israel.
That is a lie, and I'm going to explain to you why.
Dr. Navon, your final comments?
Yes. You are misleading leaders, Michael, because yes, on paper there are elections with the Likud, there are primaries, but in fact, all the elected members of Likud, I did not interrupt you, Michael. Let me tell you, this election, in fact, all those elected members of Likud, supposedly elected in primaries, are so scared of Netanyahu, they can't get anywhere without Netanyahu, and the relation to Netanyahu is in fact identical to the relation of MKs to Yair Lapid, or to other parties, or to Lieberman in their own parties, because without Netanyahu's approval and support,
I think it'll be very interesting.
they get elected on paper.
Gentlemen, I think it'll be very interesting to see which one of you is right, because I know obviously you have very diametrically opposed views on what the Likud's character is as of today. All right, well, we're going to end up having to see, I guess, how this pans out and who ends up going with Gideon Sa'ar and how his views actually differ from the Likud in the long run. Gentlemen, thank you again very much.
They don't.
Thank you.